Hey, welcome back to IntyCenter, everybody, for another whip around for Deuce. And just a heads up, I do have children in the room with me today, so we could get video bombed or we just have some random noises in the background. In any case, also want to give a shout out to our most dedicated viewer out there, Baby Fiduce. Thank you for watching each and every week. It is a highlight back to us to see our dedicated viewing fan base. Anyways, on to the recaps. And this week, we start by slightly burying the lead, telling you that Bob Gibson had the second best performance on our first day of games. Gibson shut down a shack of their own, tossing a complete game, giving up 2 runs, only one of which was earned, on just 3 hits. He didn't walk anyone, and he struck out 3. Meanwhile, Denny Driscoll got chased in the 4th inning. He gave up 6 runs on 10 hits. After Driscoll was chased, Ron Santo greeted Bill Bird with a 3-run homer, putting the game away and ensuring Driscoll was charged with the maximum number of runs allowed. Gales November win that one 10-2. And we say second best, not out of homage to a Jedi draft legend, but because after J.R. Richard gave up a leadoff double to Ty Cobb, he didn't allow another hit the rest of the game. Richard would walk a pair and strike out 5. Charlie Bender would take the loss, despite giving up just 3 runs, both via the long ball. Daddy's doing his video recap, buddy. A solo shot from Buster Posey and a 2-run homer from Charlie Gehringer. I hope I picked up my notes exactly where I was, but, one of the Twits was talking, so I had to address that one. Hashtag not an ace gets chased early, gives up 5 runs on 7 hits in just 4 innings. Doc Ayers, meanwhile, got it done for Madrigal. He goes the distance, gives up 2 runs on 8 hits. Uncharacteristically, Madrigal uses the long ball. They get 5 homers, one of which from Jose Ramirez, en route to a 6-2 win. An error from Sandy Koufax put Lou Boudreau on to open the 8th inning with the score tied at 2. A Mookie Betts single followed, and then a 3-run homer from Gary Carter ends Koufax's night. Kirby Yates strikes out a pair in a 1-2-3 night, and the Baby Yodas take down the Diamondbacks 5-2. Al Spalding was holding a 1-0 lead heading into the 8th. A 2-run homer from Mike Schmidt sparked a 4-run 8th. Then Let's Play 2 scored 4 more in the 9th to remove all doubt. They take that one 8-1. Joe DiMaggio hit a 2-run homer in the 1st inning, and Hilton Smith took a 3-2 lead into the 6th. But Eddie Collins singled and stole second. Larry Walker doubled him home to tie the game at 3. Scott Rowland hit a 2-run homer in the 7th to put the Enhancers on top. They would stay there and take the opening game 6-3, once again damaging Sithy's fading playoff hopes. Pete Alexander tossed 8 innings. He gave up 2 runs on 6 hits. Alexander also hit a homer. Reggie Jackson drove in 3 runs. Game of Throws take their opener against Every City Bandwagoners 5-2. Now, someone alert Rocky Mountain Construction, because Game 2 of Madrigal Ciorek was a great roller coaster. With 2 outs in the bottom of the 7th, Ciorek get a run scored via a reached on error by Willie Wilson when Bob Caruthers couldn't handle the ground ball. That made it 3-1 and set the stage for 2 runs by Madrigal at the top of the 8th to tie the game. The first came on an RBI single from Billy Hamilton. The other from an RBI single from the pinch-hitting John C. Riley. Tie doesn't last long, though, as Jimmy Fox hit a 2-run double to score Joe Morgan, putting the Tiger Cranes up 4-3. King Kelly draws a leadoff walk in the 9th that would bring up Jose Ho, hits into a double play. Fred Dunlap grounds out. That was the game. Ciorek takes it 4-3. The real Slim Saley stood up, but the Diamondbacks would have preferred he didn't. Slim went 7 innings of shutout baseball, giving up just 3 hits, walking a pair, and striking out a pair as well. A solo homer by Lou Boudreau in the 1st was enough, but the Baby Yoda scored 3 more. They take the game 4-0, and it does lead to an incident after the game involving who else? Cleveland's own Ed Delahunty. For the 2nd day in a row, Let's Play 2 left it late against the Barrels and got the win. Down 2-1 after 7, LPT scores 2 in the 8th, including a go-ahead single from Mike Trout. They add 2 more in the 9th on a 2-run single from Ryan Sandberg. They win that one 5-2. After an Elmer Flick 2-run homer, Gales November lead Shack of their own 4-0 after 2 innings. They were leading 6-5 heading into the 8th. But a Ross Barnes pinch hit, bases loaded, bases clearing double highlighted a 5-run inning and a shack of their own took the lead 10-6. Shane McMahon said, "Here comes the money," pitch in the bottom of the eighth, getting one back and pulling the Shores to within 10-7. And new shack closer Noodles Hahn decided to make the Rolade sponsorship pay off. He gives up a single and a double to the first two batters he faced. That puts the tying run at the plate with nobody out. Hahn strikes out Correa and Bullet Rogan, but a 2-out, 2-run double from Victor Martinez made it 10-9. Rod Carew connects on a line drive laser that's caught on the run by Roger Bresnahan out in center field, in the shack of their own hold on for the highly dramatic 10-9 victory. Satchel Paige versus Jacob deGrom didn't quite deliver on the promise. Paige gave up 2 runs on 7 hits in 5 innings, and deGrom gave up 3 runs on 7 hits in 7 innings. Amazings led 3-2 heading into the 9th inning. They gave the ball to closer Francisco Rodriguez. Willie Mays would single, Edgar Martinez would double and score Mays. Heavy Johnson would get intentionally walked, and Heine Zimmerman would pinch hit and strike out. Chuck Klein would also pinch hit. He did a sac fly. It's deep enough. It scores Martinez, and the Pilots walk it off 4-3. What's up, buddy? I will look at my approval app later. I'm not approving any more games for download right now. You'll have to wait and play with it you've already downloaded. Big fan of the parental controls on the Amazon Fire app. Those of you with small kids or soon to be small kids that are in the tablet age. Worth having. Gives you really good control, and you can just defer questions to later. Where was I? Oh, yeah. The Bandwagoners. They used a 3-run 8th inning to make it respectable and close, but they fall to the throws 5-4, and that fulfills my obligation to say something about that game. Now, there were 2 things that prevented Rube Waddell from a no-hitter. A 2-out single from Earl Averill in the 4th inning, and the fact that his team didn't score any runs. Waddell gave up just 1 hit through 9 innings, but thanks to a combined shutout from Mike Scott, Andrew Miller, and Brian Wilson, we were heading to extra innings still without a run. In the 10th, Joe DiMaggio hits a 2-out homer off Waddell. Sithy turned it over to Sean Doolittle in the bottom of the 10th. Luke Appling pinch hit and drew a 1-out walk, and with 2 outs, Paul Wainer singled to left. Appling tried to go first to third on the single, but he gets thrown out at third base by Albert Bell, ending the game to the stunned horror of the 51,563 watching it unfold in front of them at Citi Field. You can do tablet time on your own. If I need to help you, we'll be done with tablet time. Now, perhaps they were inspired by the tirade they watched in the postgame the previous day. But whatever it was, the Demon Bags got off to a big start with the Bats in their finale against the Baby Yodas. Jackie Robinson singled on the first pitch of the game, and Juan Soto hit a 2-run homer on the third pitch of the game. Then Griffey Jr. added a 3-run homer later in the inning, and it was 5-0 Demon Bags after 1. It was 8-1 as we headed to the bottom of the 7th. But we all know the Demon Bags can't do things the easy way. With 2 outs in the inning, doubles from Darren Erstad and David Ortiz were followed by singles from Minnie Minoso, Mookie Betts, and Norm Cash, then a double from Charlie Bennett. That finally brought Harry Krause out of the pen. Jesse Burkett singles before Bill Donlin is retired to end the inning. But 6 runs were in. It was a 1-run game, and it was now 8-7 in favor of the Demon Bags. Johan Santana works a 1-2-3 eighth for them, and Corey Kluber works a perfect stress-free 9th. The Demon Bags do hang on for that win and avoid the sweep. And maybe I was wrong. Maybe this is the Ciorak Madrigal game that's more of a roller coaster. Ciorak takes a 4-0 lead in the 2nd, but a 5-run 5th puts Madrigal on top. Ciorak tied it up in the 6th, took the lead in the 7th, but Aaron Judge got a pinch hit RBI single to tie it up in the 8th. That's all the scoring we would get until the 13th inning. That's when Elston Howard gets a 2-run single. Harry Salisbury works the bottom of the 13th for the save, and Madrigal take it 8-6. The Barrels managed to flip the script on Let's Play 2 to avoid the sweep. They were down 3-1 heading into the 8th. They get a 2-out, 2-run homer from Gavi Kravitz to tie it up. Reggie Smith then leads off the 9th with a walk-off solo homer. The Barrels take it 4-3. Ross Barnes had a double and a triple. Ted Williams drove in a pair of runs, and a shack of their own beat the Gales in November 6-3. Babe Ruth was stellar for amazings. He went 7 innings. He gave up just 1 run on 9 hits. Now, so double Seattle Pilots, they hit into 4 double plays and they had 2 runners thrown at the plate. Charlie Blackwell had 3 RBI. Amazings win that one 9-1. Wade Boggs and Earl Averill each hit 3-run homers for Sithy. Babe Ruth and Shohei Ohtani each hit solo homers, and Sithy take the rubber match against the Enhancers 9-6. I want to point out it's really damn cool that Shohei Ohtani and Babe Ruth homered in the same game. It's especially cool that it happened on a day when Babe Ruth pitched in a different game for a different team. Long live Fidus and Baby Fidus. And our last game of this set, yes, Baby Fidus. Because there's a Baby Fidus. That's why I said that. And in our last game of the set, the Bandwagoners got a dramatic 2-out RBI single from Josh Donaldson in the 8th inning, only to have Robbie Alomar hit a walk-off 2-run homer in the 11th to give the win to the Throws. It's been that kind of a year/legacy for Heels. It's going to do it this week for IntyCenter. Thanks for sticking around with all the interruptions. Maybe they made you smile. Maybe they didn't. In any case, we'll catch you next time for another whip around. Fidus.